Alec, welcome back to Survivor Palau.
Survivor Palau. It's been a time. Hasn't I'd say it's been a pretty mid Survivor season, I'd say so far.
Well, yeah, I mean the last
Last couple of
couple
episodes have
episodes have
been
been on the up
interesting.
and up, right?
Yes, it's
But
been it's been more interesting for sure.
yeah. In case you are new, if you're stumbled upon our channel for the first time here, I've been taking Alec on a journey through Survivor for the first time. Chronologically, I'm a big Survivor super fan, but Alec has not seen Survivor up until, well, he has only seen Survivor up until this very episode. So we went through from Borneo till now, and you can see reviews of every season, and you can see reactions to every episode since Thailand all up on the channel. There's playlists. You can go there to find all that easily. It's a fun time, man.
It has been a very fun time, and we're right in the midst. Feels like we're prep for a merge right about now. We'll have
Right?
to
I mean, how many people we got left, right?
three left.
We got 3 people left.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
just
wow.
on one tribe. That's amazing.
No, we got 2.
No, two left. Yeah, it's just Stephanie and Bobby John, right?
I meant total, though. How many people we have left. But it is Stephanie and Bobby John.
Yeah, that's wild. That's ridiculous. We have 12. I think it would be 10 left, 12, 11 left. I think it's 11 currently.
If we have 11, then we would
Yeah,
traditionally have one more to be put out. So, well,
but
no.
are we really gonna 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 do it to them? Or do we really do that?
Ulong's been going through hell for a long time here.
It's been rough, man. Give them a break. Give them a break. All they've won is reward challenges, and they've only won like 2 or 3, I think.
Yep.
So
and there's like 7 or 8 immunities now they've lost.
yeah,
It's crazy.
yeah.
But yeah, we had Steph putting herself in a situation with 2 boys from Alabama.
Yeah,
That was last episode.
I don't know why she did that, but
And Ibrahim was voted out, though, ultimately.
he was.
There was a lot of being unsure of what Bobby John was going to do because he wasn't even given many assurances himself.
He was being very wishy. He was acting very wishy-washy about it. So, he seemed like he was, but he was also the one that screwed up by being the caller. It's kind of wild to me that they've just like kind of let him just be the leader. I guess like no one's even thought about voting for him. But to me, he seems like,
I mean, he was close in that one vote.
He was, but he just seems like he's always seemed like kind of a weak link in the whole tribe. To me, there was the problem with Ulong is that they never really ever had a leader. Not really. Bobby John didn't really want it. No one really wanted it.
James didn't really want it. They tried to put it on him.
James didn't really want it. They got rid of Jeff. Jeff was like probably the closest thing they had to that, but everyone was gunning for Jeff. It's like, we gotta get rid of him, and then
those were the real drudges of the tribe back when it was Kim and Jeff cuddling drama.
Yeah, that was the drama, and then Jeff like rolled his ankle on a coconut.
That was a really bad move by Jeff.
Yeah, way to go, Jeff. Maybe you should have freaking looked where you're going, idiot. Anyway,
but yeah, it's been a mess for them.
It has
absolute massacre.
But it was just like Karor won food, the food stuff. Wins got food. I call it got food. Why did I call it got food? Karor wins got food
because they put when they did the SOS challenge, they wrote out the word "got food" on the.
Oh
beach.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so they did an SOS challenge. That's a fun time.
Yeah,
they were more out towards the ocean, so.
And so I mean, we had little things from Karor. They had Greg and Jen, little relationship tiff.
Yeah.
Where Greg is being standoffish.
Yeah.
And then there's
everyone's watching them.
Yeah. And there was a whole shark hunt situation going on over there where Tom got a shark.
Yep.
And yeah, I mean, they've just been living life out there for a while.
Ian's gotten a huge clam too. So that was it. Yeah, it's just the rich get richer over there. That's kind of what was going on.
But all right, we'll see where we go from here, man. We got like 9 people in one tribe, 2 on the other, something nasty like that.
It's some It's great. It's sort of gross
Never
like
seen
that.
anything
Yeah.
like it.
No, we really haven't. This is a first for Survivor. So,
So as always, you can click the link in the description to see us watching the episode. There'll be highlights of that, and then you can come back for the discussion afterwards. All right.
all right.
Wow.
I feel like a brand new man. Says Bobby John, who's going home. It's like, okay.
There you have it, episode 8 of Survivor Palau.
Wow. It's
Bobby
rough.
John not voted out, but lost the fire making challenge to
he
Stephanie.
did, which is kind of wild because he was the provider. She was just like, I'm not good at making fire, but well, she beat him.
She said, I'm not that good. Like, you said, you're confident in your fire making skills, and Bobby John's like, yeah, and she's like, I'm not that good.
And then she wins.
She won narrowly. Narrowly.
Yeah, it looked like it was very close, but what a weird feeling.
So how do you feel? They didn't vote him out. He didn't get voted out of this game.
Everything about this feels weird to me. Yeah, it's like vote out is like the thing, right? You're supposed to get voted out, but now it's like, I mean, it's like, yeah, I mean, what else would you do when it comes to, I mean, what do you do when it comes to a 1v1 situation like this? It's like, there's 2 people left. Obviously, you can't vote. So I guess it makes sense, but it's just kind of like, it's still a very weird feeling to be like somebody went home because they didn't build a fire fast enough. It's just like such an odd feeling.
I mean, it's historic that they let a tribe get decimated in such a way.
Yeah.
But it's my belief that they shouldn't let it get down to 2 people for this reason, because then you're not voting. Like, it's not.
Yeah, it's like the whole. It's like the whole social. I mean, I get a lot of it is about the survival, but like the social aspect of the continuing the progression. The progression is all about the social aspect of the game to a degree, and the fact that that's basically not in play here.
And it seems insane to me that Bobby John survived being voted out 7 times to not make the merge or the jury.
Yeah,
that's so messed up. But he had to go through that much all for nothing.
Yeah, just because he got unlucky with his. She just built a fire just a little bit faster than he did.
But from the nature, like, I don't like the idea of making challenges so important, because there are a lot of players that just aren't good at challenges, but it could be really good players. And so if you just get a bad hand and you're dealt this tribe that's going to be decimated because they let it play out without ever switching things up.
Yeah.
And it's like you easily could have lost the best player in the game on that tribe. Like,
yeah,
if it was just like, cause like I don't see like any of the players we got voted out. I don't see they didn't seem like brilliant players from this tribe, but they easily could have been like.
Yeah, the only one, I mean, like, really, I like the fact that we have the Stephanie is the one representative of this tribe that still remains. I think she's great, but we really get her. All we really get is like the tenacity and the grit from her. We don't necessarily know how well she is at navigating social stuff,
because they really haven't had to. Like, she had one alliance with Bobby John. Where
she lied also. She sort of lied in that one where she was like, yeah, I didn't vote for James or I didn't vote for you, where she lied about voting for him.
But every other vote that they went through was based on who was the weakest, like who was the weakest.
And it was like, okay, I was like, whatever. It's it's so, that's what I mean. It's sort of a weird feeling. It's definitely it's definitely remarkable, the fact that we had a team lose this much. It's wild. We're down to 1 person, and then sending her out to like fend for herself in the jungle. I mean, like, obviously there's camera people there, in an emergency situation, but it just feels like it like automatically puts you in this weird sense of unease, like going back to a place that you're supposed to feel safe, but like if you're all alone there, it's just all of a sudden it feels empty, and you feel especially alone. I would guess. So
now when they merge, like, it's gonna be all of that tribe plus Stephanie. That's what it is. It's like, damn, as if it wasn't hard enough just to survive that tribe. Now it's you against everyone else. Like, that's been together this whole time.
All right. So like, how do you play in there?
That's why I don't like, because the challenges have never been the most important part of the game to me. So I don't like the idea that a tribe could just be decimated like this.
Yeah.
So in that sense, I do like when they do swaps to make it more interesting, so that like
you balances out the numbers too a little bit sometimes.
Yeah, and then not only do you not have people having to go to tribal council so many times, but also you have the people that might not be great players, like in this tribe, that just have floated by like Willard did for a while, just by virtue of winning all these challenges. You know, you put them to the test a little bit too if you do that. But here we are, and we got Karor +1 here. And traditionally this would have been the number they would have merged at with Bobby John still here, but they had to do him dirty even more.
Yeah.
So they're probably all merged at this point. Like they're probably all jury at this point. If you look at the numbers, because we're down to 10, or we're down to 9.
9 now, yeah.
So they have to all be in the jury at least.
He got cucked totally out of being even in the jury just by a fire thing.
No jury, yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Made it so long. He survived seven tribal councils.
21 days.
And like most
3 weeks.
Most of the people survived one. Most of the people that left in the game survived one tribal council.
Yeah, and it was an easy pick. It was like, yeah, Willard's out. Screw that guy.
Yeah.
He just sits around and doesn't do anything.
That's messed up. And if they didn't make him do that, we would have had Willard like freaking make the merge too.
Yeah. Wow. Wow. Well, what else is there to note in this? They ate Balut, which is shoveling embryonic duck down is what that's how I described it.
I don't like that at all.
Yeah, it's not my favorite thing in the world. I mean, obviously I've never had it, but just the concept is not my favorite thing in the world. It's pretty gross.
Right. And there's a little bit of a disagreement between Tom and Jen. Jen wanted to use that shower. These are the kind of freaking stupid disagreements we have on this tribe. Among their freaking luxuries, what to do with all their luxuries they have. Like, I want to actually take a shower. No, we should conserve it for water. It's not really much of a reward for that. It's not much of a tribal reward at this point. Like the tribe is the entire. Yeah. The merge.
Just everyone gets the reward. Yeah, it's like everyone is getting the reward basically. So it is kind of a weird thing. But Tom and Ian put their foot down. They're like, no, we want to conserve the fresh water, right? We should do that. This is the first time we've had fresh water since we've been here. You don't have to boil it. Just have fresh water. Mm-hmm. And then all the girls were like, oh. Especially Jen, I think, right? Jen. She was like, this is the second time. This is the first thing we've had about Jen that's not revolving around Greg. And it's all about wanting to take a shower.
Not great character development for Jen. It's just going here.
# just girly things or whatever. Yeah. Just girl things. Yeah.
But yeah, wow. Karor won the reward, and then they won this 2v2 challenge here.
Yeah, with Kobe and Greg dominating a puzzle. If there's
a puzzle element, they're not going to win because they play smarter, not harder.
Yeah, not harder.
On the tribe, so
they do.
So that's the rough thing of being a small tribe, because you not only is the tribe so huge, but they get to pick which would be the two best to go against them in this challenge. And so they're going to pick people that would be good at the specific elements, and then Bobby, John, and Stephanie just have to do everything that comes at them. So
yeah,
they're not specialized in it.
It's crazy.
So the odds are still against them.
Mm-hmm. So we also had Rats taking over Karor. Steph was being super grossed out by Bobby John. She's like, we just don't really have a lot in common, and he's acting like a caveman. I try to clean myself. He's all dirty all the time.
Yes, big whole segment there.
Yeah, and he like snot rockets like right at the camp. Like, he's just like, oh, sorry, I had to do it, and then he did it again immediately. It's just like, no.
Neanderthal Man is the name of this episode. Caveman.
It kind of is. He sort of is in this episode. Yeah.
So
The devolution of Bobby John.
yeah, I mean, I don't know like if we could have gotten much more from Bobby John this season. You know, I mean, he was really just like the team guy, like do work around camp, try
Yeah.
his hardest in these challenges. You know, just like
And then that's it. We didn't really have much of a personality outside that. Like, I'm gonna work hard and do things.
yeah, if I say something, I'm gonna do it. You should trust that.
Yeah. And then he didn't. Yeah. And then he like got super. He's like super intense in challenges. And then when you get back to camp, he worked really hard, but he was also like bizarrely laid back about it, and then he didn't want to take charge. And it was just like it was such
Well,
a.
he was oddly respectful about things. Like
That's true.
he told James, or he was talking about how James was laying into Ibrahim that time. He's like, I didn't agree with how he did that,
Yeah.
and he'll say stuff like that. But
Yeah.
and he'll just kind of do his own thing.
But that's what I mean. Like it was not a relaxing. Like he didn't get involved. He didn't like tell James like, "I'd just do that" or anything like that. It was just kind of like, yeah, I don't know. I didn't agree with that. I'm just gonna go about my thing and do help the tribe. I'm a team player, and
So Stephanie's definitely a more interesting one to have, especially
yeah,
since
big
they
time.
already teased the relationship that they had brewing from the beginning between Tom, Ian, and Stephanie
Yeah,
before the tribes were decided.
yeah. That's an interesting. That's interesting that it's might be coming together like that. So
So I mean, we'll see.
yeah.
But yeah, so how do you feel about this ultimate resolution of the tribe? Do you think they should have switched it up, or do you like that they played it out?
I don't know. In some regards, I think in some regards, it's fun in terms of like what would happen if we just played it out, like just let the whole thing play out. It's interesting seeing it come to like sort of a natural resolution like that because they've never really done that in Survivor before. But don't do it ever again because it didn't end up being all that interesting. At least not this time around.
It really didn't. It was like the whole
Yeah.
narrative of this whole pre-merge was just like the decimation of this tribe, but then like
Yeah.
ultimately strategy didn't matter because they were like
Yeah.
not only was it
So,
not that strategic because they were voting out the weakest person, but even if it was strategic, it wouldn't matter because they had to decimate everybody in the tribe anyway. So it's like
right.
no matter how
So,
strategic they got, it would have just ended with them taking each other out anyway.
yeah, it's kind of wild. So
But I don't like not having a vote. It doesn't feel
yeah,
right. But
I don't. Well, that's what I mean. This episode just felt so weird when it was like you're not voting, building they didn't tell you what you're doing. You're doing an immunity challenge. And I was like, oh, okay. You're building a fire. Oh, okay. It's like I don't know.
and
It's
Jeff
weird.
was like, the tribe did definitely not speak tonight, but that's tough. You're
That's
gone.
just such an odd. That's just an odd thing. You know, it's like it's just such a weird thing to even say when in Survivor.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like that's what I meant. The whole end of the episode just felt off. So
But now we should be getting into some like, exciting territory here. Should be. Right? Because everyone has to be guaranteed jury now at this point. Not only merge, but jury. Because we got 9 people left. You need 7 people for that jury.
mm-hmm.
So it'll be interesting to see that play out. Who would you award your MVP to for the episode?
Stephanie. I mean, she stuck it to the end. She ended up winning. I mean, to me, even if she doesn't go far, they're almost sort of. It seems to me like they're almost setting up like an underdog story for her.
Well, yeah.
Which would be kind of cool. Like, I feel like that would be a really interesting and exciting conclusion to the season. But seeing her having to play the politics of this tribe, maybe be an integral part of something, is kind of fun and kind of engaging. So I think it's only uphill from here. This episode was definitely like a lower point now, just how it ended. It was such a weird, bizarre fashion. Like I almost would have felt like it would have been more interesting to have it be like a weird sort of final, like a final, like the twist could have been, this is like the finale, but you're voting against somebody to vote off, and you're going to choose which one of them to bring in. Like,
I don't think that would have felt good either, but
I don't think it feels good either, but I feel like it almost would feel better than this. I maybe I'm just saying that because it just feels weird here, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, it felt weird. It did already feel weird when they voted and saved Ibrahim, which ultimately ended up not really meaning anything. But
like every freaking story thread we've had this season has meant nothing because they had to be voted out anyway.
Except for Stephanie, who hates losing, and she's had to lose.
All we have left is Stephanie here for the sole representative of that tribe.
Unreal. Well, there you have it. I think that's about it.
Yeah, so come back next week for more Survivor Palau. I'm also watching Survivor 41 at the same time. So,
yeah.
And
well, what episode should the fine folks go watch after this?
What episode?
Well, it doesn't maybe not have to be an episode. Maybe they could go watch something else. I don't know. But what do you think they should tune into after they're done here?
My grandma, she died, dude. Episode of Pearl Islands.
Yeah, she died, dude. Sounds iconic. Like a good. It is pretty iconic, yeah.
Maybe the most iconic moment in Survivor so far, potentially. Though in All Stars they voted for Robert stealing shoes.
It was just like I think both me and you were both like every other moment that was nominated was better than that one. I mean that was a good moment, but no.
It's still amazing to think that happened, and it's also amazing to think that like Pearl Islands is so long ago. It was like two and a half seasons ago.
That whole season was such a delight, man. In comparison, that was like, especially it was like, here are these. We're pirates. Well, where'd you get these? Pirated.
That's a good season, man. I mean, sometimes it's just the luck of the draw. I mean, that season was a very even pre-merge. Like they came out with even numbers after the merge, so that made it more interesting. Yeah, well, an interesting thing there too was there was one team that kept winning repeatedly, and then they lost on purpose, and then they lost, and then they ended up losing again, and then it was like it ended up being a lot more even than it could have been. So, which is interesting. Yeah, but I mean that's. So in that way, you can't control how that kind of stuff plays out. But I mean, they could have controlled this season. They could have, maybe taken at least the one that got down to Bobby John and Stephanie. They could have split them up and did a 2-tribe thing, or something. Just something, just to give them a fighting chance. It's been basically like the depression. Well, if it was dirty, the Bobby John, like in every other season, he would have at least made the merge, like. Oh yeah, they would have merged at this number. Yeah, and so now he's like not even get a chance to maybe get into jury and make it through one vote. The absolute state of Ulong, it's just it's ridiculous. But they talked about how it gets boring just like living with the same people the whole time. Most seasons you don't have to deal with that. Just not getting anyone voted out. They got Willard voted out, and then, other than that, they all have to live around each other's 21 days. And they normally shake it up somehow, but I don't know. Well, we'll see. We'll see how they start fighting each other now. Or what was it? Was it friggin' no more RAR. Yeah, no more RAR. Like rare. Anyway. The nuances of the RAR versus rare have yet to be dissected fully, I guess. Yeah, I guess I don't really understand that very well. All right, so it'll be fun. All right, thank you for watching. Subscribe to the channel, subscribe to our podcast feed, like the video, leave a comment, hit the notification bell, follow us on Twitter and Instagram, and like us on Facebook at Tarqaron, TWO. All right.